Do you love zombie movies? What? Do you like horror movies? Well, as we travel the world, there are some crazy, horrific things that you can experience.
Today we are going to take you to the creepiest, coolest place on the planet. Woo!
Woohoo!
No pain, no gain.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We're gonna have some fun now.
Who is your favourite?
Scooby.
Oh.
Hey, Shaggy. Hey, Scooby.
Today we will be doing our episode in Scooby voice.
Yes, today we're gonna do our movie in Scooby voice. Hey, Shaggy.
No.
Hi everyone! Welcome to Learning Brave!
No.
Hello.
Welcome to Learning Brave!
That sounds like a frog.
What's this? Where in the world am
Welcome to Learning Brave!
Welcome to Learning Brave. I'm Skylar.
I'm Ross.
And today we are taking you travelling with us. Travelling from home to the creepiest, coolest place in the world. I promise, you'll love it.
Why don't you start by telling us a story, my dear?
Okay. Once upon a time in the 13th century, in the Czech Republic in Bohemia, an abbot was sent on a mission.
His name was
Henry.
Henry, toots and huffs and puffs.
And he was sent on a diplomatic mission to Jerusalem. Not quite sure what he did there. Talked to some important people. But on his way out, he grabbed, as a souvenir, a handful of dirt.
From Golgotha.
From Golgotha, the dying place of Jesus. It was free. Good souvenir.
It was. Good
He
souvenir.
grabbed that dirt, carried it all the way back to the Czech Republic. And when he got home, he sprinkled it on the cemetery floor of his hometown, Sedlik.
Maybe he thought the roses would grow better.
No, I'm sure he thought it made it special.
Yeah, maybe he thought it was just... Yeah, I'm sure he thought the dirt would be special, but for what purpose? Like...
Well, it wasn't just him that thought the dirt was special.
Yeah.
That little bit of pious dust turned the Sedlik cemetery into the place to be buried.
Prime real estate if you were
Prime
dead.
real estate. The place to be if you're a self-respecting Christian. You want to be buried in the
Sedlik.
in the Sedlik cemetery with the Jerusalem dirt.
Yeah.
Only place.
So it became so popular that close to 50,000 bodies were buried in the Sedlik cemetery.
Over a couple of hundred years.
Yeah.
But not only was it popular, then they had wars.
They had the Black Death come through, and they had
The Black Death. And what wars did they have?
the Hussite Wars, which is sort of a religious war that happened in the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of dead people.
Yeah, so the problem was they couldn't all fit in the, plot, the cemetery plot.
Not a particularly big cemetery.
So they had to take their turns. So after you've been there for like your allotted amount of time, I think it's like 100 years, but I'd have to look that up. But after you've had your time and you've got a use by date, you're out.
You're out.
So in about the early 16th century, they hired a half-blind monk to exhume the bodies with a use by date. And unfortunately...
What a great job.
Yeah. Unfortunately, but understandably, he was half blind. He did a bit of a shoddy job.
Yes.
So he took out all those bones and bodies that had had their time in the special dirt and put them in an ossuary, which is a church to hold bones.
Bones. Lots of bones.
Yes. And it was so full that in the early 17th century, it was like expanding at the walls. And they had to build a new entrance because the front wall was like leaning out.
Wow.
From all the bones.
Could you imagine what that would look like? Like hey, let's go to church today, and you go in there, there's just piles of dead bones.
No, they don't go to church there. It's an ossuary.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But it
still,
is a church.
Wouldn't that have been amazing? Just unbelievable.
Hang on, they don't go to church.
No, but you just like Could you imagine if you're like a little kid back then and you're like messing around and you just wanted to sort of go exploring and you go, that's a great building, let's go check it out, and you walk through the door, there's like dead bones everywhere.
They might have had a half-blind monk guarding the door.
Yeah, but he's half blind, he probably wouldn't have seen him.
Finally, in 1870, a talented woodcarver from the local town was hired to put some semblance of order into all those messy, unruly bones.
So what did he do, babe?
Well, if you've got to do a job, might as well do it to your best ability.
Yep.
Isn't that what we tell our kids?
It is.
If you're going to do something,
Do it properly.
do it properly.
None of this-
100%. We tell our kids all the time, don't give me 80% effort, 100% effort.
100%.
So this guy was taught well by his parents.
what's this?
It's like, no, I don't know.
Fish out.
It's like, parents, gotcha.
Oh my goodness.
I want my kids to do that to me one day. I want them to be like 100%.
Yo, mum, 100%. Peace.
Yeah.
Okay. we can always dream.
So what he did is he bleached each and every fibia and femur and skull and knuckle and arranged them as artistically as he could. He did his best job.
He did. And he did a pretty good job.
And the result is amazing.
Yes.
He decorated the ossuary with human bones and in a beautiful festive kind of spirit.
So he did it he really, really took his job seriously. We've got garlands of skulls.
Garlands of human skulls, and the skulls like chomp on like a fibia.
Yeah, it's like amazing.
And so
there's also these mounds of skulls that he's mounded up together, and the background is all these, aren't they femur bones? Pretty amazing.
So he completed this, and to finish his job, he had to sign his work like any good artist, and of course he signed it with his medium of choice, bones. So
he actually, the family that hired him to do this, sort of a wealthy family, they asked him to create their family crest. Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
Are they all gone? He actually created their family shield,
Like
their
as a
crest.
thank you present.
Yeah.
Thank you for hiring me. I will craft you a family
Crest
coat of arms
out of bones.
out of bones.
Pretty fun.
Complete with a tiny skull and a tiny little bird made of bones pecking the eye out of the skull.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
So this really exists in the Czech Republic, and the Gilberts made their way there.
We did. Back in 2016, I think we were there.
So in the Czech Republic, there's beautiful churches everywhere. And this particular church is very plain and nondescript. It's not the kind of church that will have you screeching to a halt and stopping and marching your children through, which we've done that a few times.
We have. This one was quite small,
And
out of the
plain.
way, and it was just...
Doesn't look like anything from the outside.
It's like this amazing little surprise.
And then you go inside, and then...
I guess it's because it's not everyone's cup of tea. Like,
Okay, so we went as a family, and the funnest, most interesting part of it was actually how we all reacted. So
yeah, it's true.
we didn't really know. We'd never seen anything like that. Unfortunately, maybe fortunately, I'm not sure. But there are no, like, piles of 50,000 bones,
No,
like human skeletons in Australia. Fortunately.
I've never seen it before, ever.
No. I mean, this wasn't like a bad thing. It was a collection of people who wanted to be there.
You just don't really see that in the tourist brochures in Australia or sort of England or the United States.
Paris, you can go to the catacombs.
Oh, that's true, that's true, you
So
can.
there's a few other cool, creepy places around the world that we would like to visit in the future, hopefully. But this place blew our minds. So I don't know if we even told the kids what we were doing.
No, well, we visited a little church first, just near it.
No, that
and-
was after.
No, we didn't went to afterwards. I went to two that day.
Lots of
Went
churches.
past one, and then we went into this one, and they were just expecting just a normal church. And as we walked through the door, the kids' eyes were like, "Holy guacamole!"
And we were there for education purposes, so we got the audio and we walked around and looked at all the skulls and the bones and the skeletons, and we learnt and educated ourselves. But the funny thing was, like, some of us were like, yeah, and then other people were like, I'm so creeped out.
You really sort of, you get to have an insight into the personalities of your children when you go to a place like this. It's like, which children love death and bones and stuff?
Like, I was writing my blog post about this and I was showing my son, remember this place? And he was like, oh, that was so creepy.
Whereas my wife loved it.
I
loved it.
I feel like...
It's that morbid sense of humour.
When I'm dead, would I like to be part of a festive garland of human skulls?
Well, I mean, one of the.
Hang on, I haven't answered that.
Oh, haven't you?
Would you like to be part of a festive garland of human skulls next to me like this? And you have to like.
I don't know. I haven't really given it much thought, to be honest.
I have, because I've thought about this. I would.
Well, you'd like to be decorated.
Yes.
Just maybe.
I appreciate decoration, and I would like to like evilly smile down at everyone who walks in and
should we put you
bore into their souls with my eye sockets.
We'll put it in our will. The future Gilbert mansion needs to be decorated with the bones of their matriarch.
We don't have a mansion.
Well, one day we will.
No, like 100 years after I've had my time in religious dirt.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I think you can still be buried in Sedlec Cemetery.
I think you have to be Czech.
You may have to be.
And one of the most magnificent parts of the Sedlec ossuary is the chandelier in the centre. It is comprised of every bone of the human body.
It's a modern miracle.
It's amazing. It's not a modern miracle.
It's a modern marvel.
It's not a modern marvel.
It is to me.
It's an ancient marvel. Well, it's
the ancient. It's like
it's a marvelous thing in the world.
It is. It's marvelous.
It's marvelous.
It's truly marvelous.
It's amazing.
And the whole place a little bit spooky.
Spooky, creepy, amazing.
Like it's
artistic.
the sort of thing. It's the sort of thing that you would see in a Scooby-Doo episode.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Shaggy.
Hey, Shaggy.
what are you, a dog or a mouse?
Shaggy,
Oh, the ghost of the
Check out the bones. You know.
the ghost of the abbot.
Shaggy, look, zoinks.
Like the chandelier guy, the chandelier ghost would, come down
and be missing his like arm bone or one back or
I love
something.
it.
So there are actually garlands of human skulls, and like on a Christmas tree when like it goes like this, and like on the up bits there's like a rosette of like, well anyway, the garlands in the Sedlec ossuary go up, and there's like an arrangement of like hip bones and dangly finger bones in between the garlands, just to add that extra bit of festivity.
No kidding.
For real.
It's really fun. Oh man.
Oh, the world is amazing.
Just the quirky things out there. Like, it's something you will never see in most countries of the world.
Yeah, it's just, we love to see and learn things like that about the world. Things that are just like crazy stories and that make us feel amazed and a little bit horrified. All rolled into one.
Well, it's memorable. Life is about experiences, right?
Yeah, life is about experiences.
We've had that experience.
All right, guys, we are going to do more travel from home segments. So if there's a place you're interested in, hopefully we can help you out. If not, we can help you dream about it. The world is still out there. It's still amazing and beautiful and fun to learn about. So come on the journey with us. See ya.
Where's my Scooby snacks?
Come on, like a boxer. Sting like a butterfly. Go, match me. I will carve your bones out and put you in an ossuary.